Hello and welcome to the channel if you've not been here before. I'm Arkayla. I am a channel for spirit, an alchemist and a shamanic healer. And every week I offer a psychic reading. So this week I am going to be working with the Oracle of Delphi by Susie Cherub. And as you might have noticed, I'm in the beautiful Valencian mountains. The energy here is amazing. And I have chosen 4 cards. So if you want to choose a number between 1 and 4, just choose whatever number feels good to you. And you can jump straight to your number by going to the timestamp in the comments below. Or if you want, you can watch them all. It's entirely up to you, whatever feels right. I'll see you at your reading. This is for you if you chose card number 1. This is your card. So I never worry about the words because my readings are always based on intuitive channeling, really. So what is coming through here is actually quite a bit of tiredness. It seems to me that you may have been going through quite a lot of emotional upheaval. There is a lot going on under the surface for you at the moment, and it feels as though you are really in need of a good break, actually. It feels to me as though you may have been hiding your true feelings about something for quite some time. And what's coming through here is that whoever you're hiding your feelings from is also not being honest about their feelings. And that everything that's happening between you and whoever this person is that you're not really sure about exposing your true feelings toward this is all really about reflection, and the fact that you are both very similar in a weird way because neither of you feel comfortable about expressing yourselves honestly. And actually this is a very big karmic journey for you both, because both of you, a big part of your journey in this life experience is to become more comfortable with expressing yourself emotionally. And it's only through this process that you are going to start to experience a profound sense of inner peace and intimacy in a way that you have not yet experienced. And this person who you feel, or maybe it feels like a particular relationship, could be a family or relationship, a partner relationship, or even with a child, could be with a boss, a friend. It's just a situation, and it's something about them that for whatever reason I think you feel slightly intimidated, or it doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel safe for you to express yourself emotionally. But I don't think that I think this is something that is challenging for you generally. But with this person in particular, it really is quite powerful with them. You can really feel it strongly with them. And the reason for this is because both of you are here to kind of trigger each other, really. But in the process of being triggered, we're also helped because we're always shown where the attention is needed, where the healing is needed, where the energy is needed. And so even though it might feel uncomfortable right now, you are both kind of gifting each other in a way, because you're giving each other the opportunity to transform and to change. But one of you needs to find the courage to find the words to express yourself honestly. And it feels to me that neither of you are yet here. That there's still quite a lot of resistance to this, and that is okay. Sometimes, everything in nature works in its own perfect time. When a mother is pregnant, it takes 9 months for a human mother to give birth, and that's because the formation of that baby has to be perfect, and so the time is required in order for that to take place. So time is not our enemy, and don't feel like you're failing in any way by not kind of pushing through this experience faster. That's not what this is about. Actually, what this is all about is your guide sharing this with you so that you have time to contemplate this experience, and just reflecting on it will actually help you start to find the resolve and the courage in some ways to start to express yourself more fully, more honestly, maybe with other people first and then with this particular person. But there is a real sense, as it came out as exhaustion initially, but it just feels like this has been going on for a long time, and there's a real heart desire in you to transform this now. And though your head might not have caught up with that desire, and that's okay, it's really bringing awareness to this. That's what this card is all about, and the recognition that this is going to change. It's inevitable. It's part of your destiny. And to take heart in knowing this and trusting the process, and most importantly, actually trusting yourself. So the guidance specifically for this week is to just observe yourself in the context of this particular relationship, and see how you reflect on it and how you can feel about it in maybe new ways, but continually reinforcing that you trust the process, you trust yourself, and that this relationship, though it might feel really antsy right now and unpleasant, is actually going to come into a much better place. You may never be like best buddies with this person, but it is actually going to help you both move into a much better place within yourselves as well as with each other. And if this is to do with your direct partner, yeah, don't worry about fixing it. You know, often in our relationships, we feel this great pressure that everything should be all right all of the time. But I know from my own marriage that sometimes you just go through phases which can be really challenging. And often just with acknowledging that within yourself and with your partner, I've definitely turned around to my partner and said, things are really hard right now between us, and not try to fix it, but just acknowledged it and just let things go and trust that things will just start to flow, often when we stop trying to control and fix them. So just maybe let it flow is the guidance for this week. Let it flow, sit with your heart, sit with the whole experience, and sit with great trust that it's going to, find an easier way, a better way to be. I hope that that's helpful. I send you lots of love for this week, and I'll see you soon. Take care. So, card number 2. This is for you. And what is really evident with this card is that there's this strong new energy that's coming in. And for some of you who might be single, it feels as though there could be a partner coming in. And for those of you who are in relationship already, this is just a new energy to assist you on your journey. And it's really powerful, actually. And it's not like a lightning bolt kind of energy. It's more like this sort of really gentle but very pervasive and potent energy that's just going to start to come into every area of your life, actually. And it's about time, actually, is what I feel, because you've been going through this whole long series of portals and transformative experiences, and it's been a lot. And you know, you're being really honored by Spirit because you have behaved and acted in a very powerful way in spite of great challenges that have, it's felt like they've just been relentless, almost just continually coming. And this has been a big karmic experience for you. What I mean by that is you've had a lot of past lives which have been challenging, and there's been a lot of persecution, and it's culminated in this life where you have taken these past experiences which have shown up through challenging experiences in this life, and you've been transforming them systematically. And what they're saying is the end is here. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to face challenge again in your life. Of course you are, because that's how we grow. But really, and then when I say grow, that's not maybe the right word. That's how we expand. That's how we evolve. That's how we actually learn to enjoy things more deeply, learn more about who we are and what we're capable of in a more powerful way. And what's happening here is this really beautiful, I get a lot of sublime but powerful energy. Just it feels like kind of, this might not be the right way to explain this. Sometimes it's hard to articulate. Like, it's almost like this kind of water level is gently rising, but it's not just water. This is like ethereal energy that's just, it's just all encompassing, and it's just going to slowly move into your life like this amazing fog of great contentment, great inner peace, great sense of empowerment and belief in self, like all these beautiful, potent feelings. And it's just going to come in like this, like a fog, a mist almost of energy just into every part of your experience. And this is a result of all these portals that you've been walking through. This is the energy you've been working toward embodying and experiencing in a sustainable way. And that time is here now, and it's just going to come in, and there's nothing you need to do. It's more about you just observing this steadiness, this deep groundedness that's going to become quite evident to you within yourself. And what it will do, because there's quite a strong masculine side to this, but when I talk about the masculine, I don't mean the toxic masculine that we are so well acquainted with, which is all about drive and hustle and domination over others. This is the true masculine, the healthy masculine, which is the masculine part of ourself, when it's in balance, is the part of us that stops us mentally spiraling. It kind of steps in like this big, powerful hug and says, no, everything's going to be okay. It's the part of us that doesn't rise to the bait of any fearful thoughts. It is able to put down firm boundaries within us to protect our own sense of what is right, what feels good to us. It protects our instincts. It nurtures and encourages us to really know ourselves. That's what healthy masculine is. It's about being protective and supportive and encouraging and creating safety around our heart's desires, our heart's needs, our instinctual knowing. And this is really what is coming through very beautifully for you now. And boy, it's like, see the top of this card? Like, it's like fireworks at the top there. And that's what this is going to lead to. It's just these really beautiful moments of great and gentle and well-grounded expansion. So guidance for this week is trust and enjoy, and just observe this new blossoming sensation that's just going to move into your being, into your life. Yummy. Enjoy, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care. So if you chose card number 3, this is your card. And so what is coming through with this card is this call to wisdom. And so it feels as though you're very good at acting. Action comes very naturally to you. Moving forward, taking action, being very decisive. And actually what's coming in this week is wait. And this isn't meant to be about patience. This is actually, the call to wait isn't so much about the waiting part, it's more about the observing. Because what's coming through in this card is a very strong eagle and snake energy. And these two beings always carry a lot of wisdom. The eagle, because it's always flying at height and therefore has a really good perspective of what's happening, and therefore offers a lot of wisdom because it has taken the time to perceive things from a very powerful place. Instead of reacting and rushing, it's really empowered itself by taking the time to fly up, to observe things, come to its own conclusions, and come back again. The snake always waits before it pounces. It always taking everything in, slithering around, but looking at the whole environment before it acts. And so both of these creatures are coming in right now because the call to observe, to hold back, to observe. And I feel like there's a big decision in your life that has come up to the surface. And it's asking and inviting you to just take a moment, take a breath, look at it and really feel into, is this right for me? Does this feel good? And the chances are it does. However, taking the time to really listen to your own heart is what this is all about, because there have been times in your past, many times, where you have listened to your head and done what is practical and feels right for not necessarily the right reasons. Sorry, it's not about feeling. The head is all about practical and logical decision making. What we're after here is heart-led decision making. And there's also something coming in around when you take a moment to take a breath and just take some time, you may see things evolve that surprise you. This situation that you're considering moving into, whatever that might look like for you, a work experience, a relationship experience, a location experience, whatever it looks like, there might be something that happens whilst you're waiting that changes the decision that you make. It's not that there's anything being hidden from you. It's almost like it's just seeing it in its fullness. Right now, there might be just pieces of the puzzle that aren't quite apparent to you yet. Not because you've missed anything, they just haven't fully presented themselves yet. And they're just encouraging you to just breathe. They're saying, that's your guidance for this week. Just breathe, take a moment, step back, observe, and then decide how you want to proceed. But maybe take this week out. Don't act just yet. And if you still feel the same way, if it's a really full body yes, by all means, go ahead. But there's just an invitation for you to show up in this situation in a new way, in a much more responsive way, which means that instead of reacting, we take responsibility for what we're about to do by responding to our feelings in relation to it and coming from it at that place. So, seems like a beautiful week of contemplation and reflection. Enjoy, and I'll see you again next week. Take care. So if you chose card number 4, this is your card. Okay, so this card really today is saying wisdom. Listening to wisdom. It feels to me like you might not be surrounding yourself with the best advice. And there's an invitation to open your ears in a new way. And also what's coming through here is that you actually might have heard what it is that you need to hear, but may not be listening to it. As in, you're aware of someone's advice or even a sense in your own self, your own instincts, but you're just resisting it for some reason. And what's coming up here is there's this energy of arrogance, actually. And I don't want that doesn't need to be a triggering word, okay? All this is done without judgment. It's the less we can judge ourselves, the easier we can evolve, okay? So there's this energy of arrogance or maybe some pride. And I've worked a lot with my pride in my past, and I know that when I'm when I'm experiencing a lot of pride, it's often when I feel actually very vulnerable. And I use pride, or have definitely used pride, I'm sure I will again, as a way to stay safe. It's like I use a sense of aloofness. And I'm only sharing this because I want, this is something that affects all of us. And it's just coming up in this card. There's this sense of, I don't want to hear it. And so you're not listening to your instincts, or you're not listening to someone else who's offering good advice, and you know they are. But for whatever reason, there's some resistance there. And they're just saying that by having this context of what's happening, it will actually help you build a bridge from your heart to a place where you can actually receive the guidance that's coming through. Whether it's from a friend, someone you know, or whether it's just from your own heart. And once that happens, once that bridge is built, oh my goodness, then life can really flow again, because it feels like it's feeling a bit pinched off at the moment. And so this allowing yourself to receive the guidance, to receive the help that's coming through. And I actually feel that for most of you, this is really about listening to your own heart. And taking the time to do that, because for whatever reason, there's this block here. And this is really common. And if this is resonating for you and you need some help, reach out. I can help you with this. We can do some clearing and just help you move into a stronger sense of receiving. And there is a karmic level to this. This is coming up right now because it's something that's happened in past lives, and it's really been a block for you for quite some time, actually. And it's coming up in this life because it's actually really time to kind of put this one to bed for good. So if this resonates, see an energy healer. Well, as I said, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you. I help people all around the world. So it's the right time to transform this resistance to receiving support, and might be something that you just don't want to hear because it scares you on some level. We can become very attached to beliefs that may not make so much sense, but are actually just emotionally quite reassuring for whatever reason. And often it's a past experience that's given us a misunderstanding about something. And it's just about unpicking and fine-tuning and tweaking these little energetic imprints that we have that helps us move into really big new places of expansion. And there's gold in this card. There's gold to be mined from this experience, and there's a lot of abundance that rests on the other side of it. So this is a period where you are being invited to shed some old beliefs that are particularly around feeling like you need to do it all on your own, and actually allow support in, allow help in. And as you do that, wowza, the amount of receiving will be mind-blowingly good for you. So I hope that that's helpful. As I said, if you want to reach out, please do so. There's a link in the comments below, and I will be happy to support you. Sending lots of love for your week. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.